It probably wouldn't be fair to say that Liverpool have been a selling club for much of the last decade, but it's certainly true that they have tended to sell their very best players when the interested party has been one of Europe's elite. One suspects that may have changed now, with the club having had a change of tact in the transfer market and having been very bullish when it came to the signings of Alisson and Virgil van Dijk, both setting world record fees at the time for their respective positions. It would be an interesting litmus test to see how the Reds would respond should a Real Madrid or Barcelona express a serious interest in signing Van Dijk or Salah now, but one suspects they would be less susceptible to a sale than they have been in previous years. Today we continue our series looking at clubs' most lucrative sales, and we focus on Liverpool since they have been requested a number of times. As always, let us know which clubs you'd like to see feature in the future in the comments. Here are Liverpool's 7 most expensive player sales. Where are they now? Mamadou Sakho, Crystal Palace. A popular figure among Liverpool fans, Mamadou Sakho never seemed to be a player Jurgen Klopp was overly fond of. Even after his very impressive, albeit brief, loan spell at Crystal Palace, where he played a pivotal role in ensuring the Eagles' survival, Klopp made little attempt to keep the Frenchman at Anfield. Having been brought to Merseyside from PSG for £18 million, he departed to Palace for £24 million, plus a potential £2 million in future add-ons. Sakho has played 40 games since then for Roy Hodgson's side, but there are suggestions that he could be a target for Thierry Henry at Monaco in the January transfer window. Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid youth coach. One of Liverpool's outstanding players of the 21st century, Xabi Alonso was a key man during his 5 seasons at Anfield. An integral part of the Reds' 2005 Champions League winning side, Alonso went on to win a second Champions League title with Real Madrid, followed by 3 league titles in Germany with Bayern Munich to add to his 2010 World Cup and 2 European Championships that he won with Spain. A fantastic passer of the ball who combined brilliantly with Steven Gerrard in a slightly deeper role than the Englishman, Alonso left Liverpool in a £30 million move to Real Madrid. Now aged 37, the 2003 Spanish Footballer of the Year retired in 2017 and is now working with the youth teams at Real Madrid while completing his coaching courses. Christian Benteke, Crystal Palace. Xabi Alonso is sandwiched between 2 current Crystal Palace players who failed to make much of an impact at Liverpool in this 7, and that's just a mark of the way in which football finances have gone in the last few years. Christian Benteke joined Liverpool for £32.5 million, having scored prolifically for Aston Villa, but he always looked a little static in a dynamic Liverpool side. He joined Crystal Palace for £27 million up front, plus a potential £5 million, but after a respectable first season, his attacking output has been dreadful for the last 18 months. Raheem Sterling, Manchester City. Into the top 4, and we're now talking about some of the biggest transfers in the history of the English game. We start in 4th place with Raheem Sterling, who joined Liverpool from QPR for what ended up being a £5 million fee as a youth player. The Kingston-born England international made a real impression as part of a prolific front 3 at Anfield under Brendan Rodgers, as the club came mightily close to winning an elusive Premier League title. He received a lot of criticism when he left the club for a potential £49 million in 2015, with many branding him as greedy and claiming Man City had overpaid for the player. It's proved to be a pretty smart deal by both club and player, approaching 4 years on though, as Sterling is one of the most effective forwards in the division, and City have won a couple of trophies, with more likely on the horizon since his arrival. Fernando Torres, Sagantos. From Andres Iniesta to Lucas Podolski and David Villa, a handful of aging stars seem to have headed to the land of the rising sun in recent times. Fernando Torres is a man who belongs firmly to that category, a former World Cup winner who finished 3rd in 2008 Ballon d'Or voting. Torres joined Liverpool in 2007 and he was absolutely sensational in his debut season, bagging 33 goals in 46 games. He failed to hit 20 Premier League goals in either of the next 2 seasons, although he's still impressed, and in January 2011 he signed for Chelsea as per Roman Abramovich's wishes for a transfer worth of then British record £50 million. Torres' time at Chelsea was mixed, as he won some big trophies and scored some huge goals, but ultimately failed to match the form he had shown at Anfield. Luis Suarez, Barcelona. When Luis Suarez left Liverpool to join Barcelona for somewhere between £65 and £75 million, he became the 3rd most expensive footballer in history. He's dropped out of the top 10 in the 4 years since then, but it was a gargantuan deal at the time. Thankfully for Barcelona, it turned out to be money well spent, with Suarez even becoming the first player in donkey's years to break Messi and Ronaldo's La Liga Golden Boot duopoly. Now aged 31, the Uruguayan is still with Barca, where he has scored 11 goals in 21 games so far this season. Philippe Coutinho, Barcelona. Top spot, and by some distance too, is another South American who left Liverpool in a move to Catalonia. Like Suarez, Coutinho became the third most expensive footballer on the planet when he joined Barcelona. But unlike Suarez, Coutinho still is at the time of this video's production. The add-ons in the Brazilian's transfer fee make a definitive figure hard to come by, but it's generally accepted that Barca paid around £105 million with close to £40 million in potential future add-ons. Cute, clever and creative, Coutinho is a menace to play against, whether he's operating out wide or through the middle, and there are few players more effective when it comes to shooting from outside the box on the planet. His departure, following more than 200 games, seemed like a hefty blow to Liverpool, but the fact is, they haven't really felt it. The money has been reinvested well, and Liverpool's attacking trio have been incredibly prolific since Coutinho's departure. So that's it for Hour 7. Thanks for watching, feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications for more from us if you enjoyed the video, and you can now also follow us on Twitter for more ramblings from me. Our username is simply @HITC Sevens.